The Playbox from Native Instruments is one of the main innovations of Komplete 14. The Playbox combines over 200 chord progressions with over 900 samples, effects and a random generator. What's exciting about this, I think, is that each voice can use a different sample. My name is Thomas Foster, and in this video I'll give you an overview of the most important functions of the Playbox, and I'll show you how you easily can program your own chord progressions. Good to have you here, let's go! This is how the Playbox is looking after you loaded the Playbox, and you see here this red keys, and here you can play up to 8 different chords. So if I press the C, we hear the first chord. If I press the, let's say, E, I hear another chord. If I press G, I hear another chord, and so on. All right. And we have here different pages, right? The chords, the samples, and the FX. And here it's really easy to understand what the Playbox is doing. Here we see the chords. So if I press the first C, we are listening to this chord here. If I press the E, we are listening to this chord here. And so on. On this page, you see the different samples, and you see, the first voice is played by another sound, then the second, then the third. Here we have just bass samples, for example. And to understand these symbols, I can show you what they are doing. Here we see that's the symbol for vocals, that's the symbol for synths, for instruments, for bass sounds, and for noises. If you want to change the whole setting, the whole sound, here is a browser. So you simply click on this button and you can pre-listen to the sounds. I like that one. So let's double click it to load it and let's listen to it. So, like I said, we have here 3 different pages. The chord page, where you see the chords you are playing. The sample page, where you can change all the samples we are playing. And the FX page, here you have the arpeggiator and the filters, reverbs, delays, and all the other effects. So, to change your sound on the main page, you also have some possibilities. For example, here you have these knobs, or I think Native Instruments are talking of the macros. For example, the filter. And the next one is the shaper. But this is changing with every preset. So this is not always the filter. At the next preset, it's something else. You also can use the XY pad to change the first 2 macros. Here we have a slider to add with the modulation wheel a little bit more vinyl sound. Okay, but maybe you have already composed a song and you're not happy to have different chords, you want to have your chords. The first thing that you can do is to change the key of the existing chord. So you can say, my song is not in F sharp minor, my song is in A minor. So you go here to A, and now we are listening to the same chord progression in A minor. You also could change it from minor to major here, right? And also a nice feature, you can click here to lock the key. And now you can load another preset. And the new preset is also in A minor, because A minor is locked now, right? Let's go back to the last sound. I liked this sound more. But maybe you want to have your own chords. It's very easy to change them. Simply go to chords, here to the chords page. And now we record our first chord. So I click on it and now I play A minor 7 chord. I go to the next page and I play a D minor 7. Here we go to record on the 3rd chord and make a E minor. And 3 chords is enough for now. I click again. All right. All right. And now we programmed our own chords and now we can listen to it. I press the C to hear the first chord, this time with the samples we loaded in this preset. I click the 2nd and the 3rd chord. So it's very easy to give to program your own chord progression. Maybe you have the chords already played in your DAW, in your Ableton, in your FL Studio, Cubase or Logic or whatever you're using as a Midi file. So for example, let me show you. I have here a Midi file. Five chords. And now I export this as a Midi file to my hard disk, or I already did, and you see it here. This is the Midi file of the chords you heard right now. And now I go back to the contact like this, and now we drop the Midi file into the Playbox. And now we have exactly the chords of our Midi file imported. It's also possible the other way around. So let me go back to the preset, to another preset called Afterlife. And here you see this cross where it says drag and drop onto a Midi track to export. So I take these chords and bring it to my DAW. In this case, it's Ableton Live. And let's go to another Midi track. So you can listen to these chords and use them also on another track. So let's see what else we can do. Let's go to the samples page. Here you can load for each voice an own sample. And you can do this per random by clicking here. But before you use the random feature like this, maybe without the effects. Okay. You can define what kinds of instruments you want. To do this, I first click here the lock button and then I say I just want to hear voices. Now I click the random button and I like this one. I don't like so much the other ones. Maybe this is okay. Oh, this is better. I like this one very much. So maybe you say, I always want to hear this sound because this is so cool. Then you can use the spread feature. Now every chord has this sound. Without, we always have another sound. If we click on it, we always hear the same sound. But maybe you want to have all factory. So now we have total different sounds. I don't like this one, so let's randomize this chord again. You also can import your own samples. That's very easy. I have here some samples of the Mugent player. If you don't know the Mugent player, you should take a look at it. It has amazing sounds and the basic version is free, so you can download it for free and use many of the sounds. But I have here some samples of the Mugent player, some soft Rhodes sound. Let's listen to this. Okay, let's import this sample here on the first slot. And another sample on the second slot. The amazing thing is that the Mugent, Playbox understands the key of the samples, and you hear immediately the right key. Doesn't matter which key your sample has. So now we're just using the soft Rhodes samples, and if we go to spread, we hear them on every chord. Also with effects. Yeah, maybe we take a look to the effects. Here on the first slot, you have an arpeggiator. Let's go to up. On the first slot, here we click on this arrow, we go to up. And you see that you always hear this kind of up. At the moment it's up, let's use down. Instead of the normal arpeggiator, you also can use a strum, like a guitar player would play it, or a grain. There is a lo-fi. You can use this tape effects to sound like an old vinyl tape, MP3, whatever. And you can choose your own effects. If you click here on this arrow, you see all the possibilities you have. Effects that you can load on the third slot, on the fourth slot, here, and also here and here. So a lot of effects that you can load, and if you click on the name of the effect, you see the setting for this effect. In addition, you have an envelope. And some LFOs and other possibility to bring a little bit of movement into your sounds. Maybe the last nice feature I could tell you is on the main page you also have this dice button where you can create, by using a randomizer, your own sounds.
We at Mugent have been working hard to create a new plugin that is more musical than anything else out there. We are thrilled to present the Mugent Player. Each instrument in the Mugent Player comes with a composition, MIDI files you just drag and drop into your session, so you can be inspired not only by a sound, but also by an exciting melody or characteristic chord progression. All of our instruments and MIDI files can be downloaded from the cloud. This means that every time you open the plugin, there might just be a new patch or a new MIDI file waiting for you. Simply double-click to load it into your plugin. In addition to the individual instruments, the Mugent Player also has kits. These are arrangements that sound like a complete song. With a single click, you can load all the patches, and as soon as you've dropped the MIDI files into your DAW, you can start using them to create something new. But the most incredible thing is, the basic version of Mugent Player is free. Click on the link in the video description to get the Mugent Player. In it, you will find a large selection of instruments, MIDI files, and kits that you can download for free and start using right away. Get the Mugent Player now and create music inspired by great sounds and compositions. Mugent, to make music.